darling Zion kings and queens. This is your girl, Kate Igodo. So let us talk. I want to drop this important, very, very important update. And I know that it's going to be a blessing to so many, especially married women who are public figures, married women who are content creators, married women who are always, those who have, one thing or the other to do with people, with the opposite sex, men, women, you get to deal with people on a daily. All right, I have important updates. So my anniversary is coming up. Yes, my wedding anniversary is coming up, and one of the things I intend to do is sharing tips. We like call it tips, or my experiences. Perhaps it will be a blessing to one person, even if it's just one person. Sharing tips on how to survive on the street as a content creator, as a public figure, as a business person, business married woman who deals with a lot of people, both gender. All right, let me tell you the truth. I have a lot to say. I have so much to share. I am one of those married women who, funny enough, ironically, unfortunately, I don't know why, but I was one of those. I would say I was now, because it has cut down. In fact, I would say it has gone as the wind, because we were intentional about it. I will tell you the truth. There was a time a man recorded himself. Somebody will say, how did you get there? Let me tell you, the street is not smiling. There are those who have been positioned by the enemy to break homes. And so you're surprised that instead of them going after singles, we have a lot of singles out there ready to get married, ready to mingle, ready to start a relationship. They will rather go after married women. It is not ordinary. The enemy from the beginning has always been against marriage. And so it is not a strange thing that you see a man, a man slips into your DM, and the man is trying to, check you or toast you, and you say, oh, I'm sorry, I am married. And he tells you, it doesn't matter. He tells you, we can keep it to ourselves. Nobody will know. My wife will not know. Your husband will not know. Or maybe the person is not even married. So inside your mind now, you think it's because you're too hot. It's a lie. Inside your mind, you think you're so beautiful. You're so you're still in the market. It's a lie. It's the enemy. It's the enemy positioned. The enemy, your matter has been brought to their table. Maybe they've seen glory ahead of time, and they want to destroy your marriage. They want to destroy your home. They want to disgrace you publicly. So don't get flattered when a man slips into your DM as a married woman, and they tell you, oh, you're very pretty, can we get something started? And you tell them you are married, and they say it doesn't matter. Run. A man recorded himself, like the way his parents gave birth to him, playing with himself, and sent it to me for no reason, unprovoked. I'll have to tell that story. I have to tell it in details. And it was not a big deal because of the way my husband and I live our life. It was, in fact, on another occasion, these are stories, I'm just telling you, these are stories I'm going to tell, and I know that it's going to be a blessing to someone. There is someone also, there was a time I almost got RAP as a married woman. And it took my husband to help me escape that trap of the enemy. I was stuck, I was there, I was already door locked. It took my husband. And that is the power of being transparent. The power of being transparent. Honestly, God has fought a lot of battles for me, using my husband. the power of being transparent. So if you're a married woman and a public figure and a content creator, you're always out there and you're hiding your phone, it's a lie. Let your greatest weapon should be your husband. If you get your husband by your side, when battles like that come, look, it's not going to be a topic of why did you, how did you get there, because from the word go, he knows you carried him along. I'm telling you the truth. This particular one that happened, it got to a point, the man, because yes, I went to promote my music. I had released one of my albums and I went to promote it. I will tell the story in details. So I got close because he was supposed to be he was supposed to be the one to show me around in Nigeria, take me from one place to the other. I flew in, with my husband, and then he had to come back immediately because of the kids. So I stayed back in Nigeria. And for every point in time, if I am leaving the house, I will tell him, babe, I will call him, babe, I am going out with so person. Babe, once we finish whatever we are doing outside, and sometimes it gets into the night because he does other things during the day. I'm telling you about a prominent person. I'm not even going to call the name. I'm telling you about a very prominent person. And so it got to anytime I am leaving the house, I will call him, babe, I am going out, I am in the midst of this person, I am going out with this person. And anytime, even if it is 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I will still call my husband, babe, I know you're sleeping, but we just finished the meeting. I am on my way home now. This is the person taking me home. That is how close my husband and I. So when this thing happened, and I was locked up, and I didn't know where I didn't even know my left from my right. Who did I call first? It was my husband. I told him, this is the situation. This is what is going on. Guy, man, say, calm down. Calm down. Calm down, babe, calm down. I got this together. Calm down. But if it was a different situation where I was not carrying him along, where he had not been in the picture, my husband is a tool. When you are a married man, a married woman, public figure, make sure your husband is your tool. That is one way to kick these demons away. I need to tell this story on. So I am going to be shooting series. If you're not following me on Facebook, on YouTube, on our new channel, this is a very good time. I'm telling you, a lot of nuggets I'll be dropping. In fact, my husband and I will be dropping a lot of nuggets. Dear, and we'll bring it raw. We'll bring it because there is nothing. We decided that we want to do this. So there is nothing. I will tell you 2 practical stories. And it's going to be a blessing. So follow us on YouTube. Rush now to Kate Igodo and Family. Kate Igodo and Family. We have 3 YouTube. I have my music ministry on YouTube. I have African Mother on YouTube. I also have this this channel that we just opened, Kate Igodo and Family. And this is where we are going to be dropping, family related content. So please, I know this will be whether you are married or yet to be married, you are a mother or yet to be a mother, you need to hear truth. I mean raw stories like this. Raw stories. That man that sent me his speech, sent me his video, oh no, his life will not remain the same because I asked him, of all people you saw marry all that single people, of all people, the only person you saw is a married woman too. So do you do this all the time? He said that is what he does. That is what he does. Let me use fuck a bit. That is what he does. He doesn't like, he prefers single people. Doesn't that tell you something? That the enemies are fighting homes. The enemy has always, that marriage institution called marriage has always been the enemy's nightmare. Because guess what? If the family gets it right, the society will get it right. If the family gets it right, the church will get it right. Guess what? The first church that God started was the marriage in the garden, where he goes to fellowship with Adam and Eve. So the enemy is very, very intense, very particular. The way God is interested in marriage is the same way the enemy is interested in marriage. Because the enemy knows if he can mess up the home, he can mess up the church, he can mess up the society, he can mess up the world. So yes, we are going to be dropping some things, and I know this video is long now. I didn't want it to be long, but yes, you need to hear. You can't miss this one. Rush now to my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be dropping all these stories. We don't see, oh, these are little life, this is our life. God has really fought some unseen battles for us. And again, I tell you, as a married woman, make sure that your husband, a married woman who is a public figure, make sure your husband is your number one weapon. There are men who will be chatting with my husband. You think if I block everybody, how do I survive? How do I make my money? It's like telling Osho, the market woman, to go and lock her store because she's a pretty married woman, and the men are going to be coming after her. No, you gotta survive. You gotta do what you gotta do. So I can't block everybody. So guess what? There are times my husband will be chatting. You think you're chatting with me, you're chatting with my husband, and we sit down and we laugh over it. And the marriage will keep it. The marriage is waxing strong, and we are happy. Why? Because one, we chase 1,000. Two, we chase 10,000. And so instead of the enemy, becoming, instead of the enemy tearing us apart, no, we are together and we fight it as a family.